G'day everyone, it's Rob from the Doctor Who show here. How are you? Like a lot of people, you're probably sitting out there very excited because you've seen the trailer for Doctor Who The Collection Season 15. It's dropped over the last 24 hours. It's got Leela in it. It's all very exciting stuff. And whenever a new collection is coming like this, people in Australia and New Zealand often ask a lot of the same questions. So that's who this video is for. If you don't live in Australia and New Zealand, hey, hang around and see what's going on if you like, but this really is for the locals around this neck of the woods. So when a new collection is coming, people ask two main questions. One is this coming locally? And the other is, if I'm going to buy it from overseas because it's not coming locally, where should I buy it from? So let's address these in order. First up, is it coming locally? If I open the B2B catalogue over at Madman, no, it's not listed at all, but that's not unusual because Madman has been very slow getting off the mark to put out Doctor Who releases. Currently, the Madman catalogue, as you can see on the screen, stretches out to May, and the only Doctor Who release in there is Doctor Who The Collection Season 20, which came out ages ago in the UK and has actually been pushed back from what was going to be a February release date to an April release date in Australia. We've made a video on that, and there is no other Doctor Who material in there. So even though things like, I don't know, The Underwater Menace came out last November in the UK, I had a copy sent over from the UK, that's not in this schedule. Things like The Daleks in Colour, which is about to come out in the UK, no, nothing. The Celestial Toymaker animation, again, nothing. And this season 15 is coming after all those releases in the UK, so you'd think if Madman are doing them in order, we're going to have to see, well, those 3 discs I just named before we'll see season 15 appear in the schedule. And look, I don't want to keep making excuses for Madman, but I do point out that, you know, they're taking over the distribution, things are just getting into gear, so possibly at some stage a whole bunch of Doctor Who will start to drop into this schedule. Maybe even retroactively. Maybe we'll start seeing stuff drop into the schedule for March or April, months that have already been superseded now that this schedule is all the way out to May at present. But you know what I mean. Anything's possible. But on the flip side of the coin, as a consumer, I recommend, until Madman gets its act together and starts saying, hey, look, we saw there's a new Doctor Who release coming. Yes, we'll have that out in the next month or two after the UK. Until they start doing that, I think you're best off voting with your wallet, as the expression goes, and buying from the UK. And then later, if Madman gets its act together and it's only a month or two between the UK release and the Australian release, you beauty. If you like shopping at JB and you like maybe using gift vouchers that your dear old gran gives you and all that sort of stuff, have at it. Buy locally. But until then, you're in for a world of hurt, I think, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and then paying overs, seriously overs. Remember, Doctor Who The Collection Season 20 is listed at $160 RRP when a number of people I know have bought it for $115 off Amazon locally, and in fact one of our listeners to the show claims to have paid $96 for it locally. You can get better deals overseas. It's a great reason to do it. Anyway, that leads us to where to buy it from, and this time around I've got 3 options. The first on the screen right now is amazon.co.uk, so it's not the Australian site, it's the UK site, and they will charge £54.99, which is about $105 in today's money. But do note, they're charging £14 delivery. At the current exchange rate, that's about $28 delivery, so that's $28 on top of your $105, so you're into $130 something to buy from Amazon. Now, I will say Amazon's shipping is very fast, it's very nice. You might be an Amazon customer already and quite like the service. If you want to spend $130, and hey, that's cheaper than $160 if that's going to be the RRP out here, you're still ahead of the game. Thumbs up. But for me personally, I think Rare Waves is where it's at. And here you see Rare Waves is selling the set for $106.99, which is slightly more expensive than Amazon. However, with postage added, this cost me a total of $118 to get. So without the whack of shipping that Amazon is charging, you get a much better deal from Rare Waves overall, even though the initial price is a couple of bucks higher. And finally, I want to note that Savy.com.au is offering the set for $104.99, so that's very similar pricing to Amazon, and their shipping, I'm not sure what it is because I haven't gone in and pretended to buy this. It will be commensurate, I think, with Rarewaves, so this is probably going to be the best price overall, probably a few bucks less than Rarewaves. However, Savy has been out of the market for some time, for a long time. A lot of Australians were buying discs, not just Doctor Who, but in general, Blu-rays, DVDs, all sorts of stuff. But I digress. Savy was in the market for a long time, very few issues, although there were a few. Then it just left. It just left us high and dry, and for a number of collections now, Australian fans haven't been able to use Savy, but mysteriously, all of a sudden, Zavy's like, yeah, we'll sell discs again, we're back. Although the pricing is slightly better than Rarewaves, and again, maybe only by a couple of bucks, I'm going to advise slight caution with Savy just because it's been away for a while. I don't know why they went away. I don't know why they're back. Until they sort of come back and sell discs again for the next 6 months without any issues, I would shy away from them. So of the three, my pick is Rarewaves. Unsurprisingly, that's who I bought from. And there you have it. Which just leaves us with one question that people do toss up from time to time, and that's, can I play these strange foreign discs if I, take the step and buy from overseas? Maybe you've never done that before. And the quick answer is, when it comes to Blu-rays, like you get in these collection box sets, yes, of course you can buy from the UK. The UK is the same Blu-ray region as Australia, full stop. So even if your Blu-ray player isn't multi-region, it doesn't matter. The UK is the same as us. Where you'll find some differences is in DVDs. Obviously, the UK is region 2, we are region 4. Unless you have a multi-region DVD player, you could fall into some trouble there. But when it comes to Blu-ray, you can buy these from the UK with no problem for a great price, certainly less than you'll pay locally whenever it gets released. And the UK does do better packaging on their collection releases. The Australian releases try hard, but they've never quite cracked the UK version. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. Season 15 is coming. It's very exciting. You have multiple outlets to buy it from. I do recommend you buy it from overseas. And when you do, use something like PayPal Pay in 4 or Klarna or Zip or something like that, and pay it off in increments, because the set isn't coming for months anyway. And if you pay it off in increments, unlike paying just under $120 now, for what? It's not coming for months anyway, so that's a final little tip from me. Anyway, I'll get out of your ears now. This has been Rob from the Doctor Who Show. Hope that's been useful. I'll talk to you again soon.